Welcome, George. I'm very happy that we're having our next talk, and today we want to talk about what was the item? Please tell me again.
I thought we're going to talk about goal setting.
About goal setting, exactly.
It's so important, huh?
Goal setting. Yeah. Well, what do you mean with goal setting? I mean, yeah. Now the new year starts.
Yes.
Everybody of us has goals.
Yeah.
Everybody has, perhaps for the new year, even new goals, bigger goals.
Unrealistic goals.
Yeah. What is your goal for the next year?
I think that we talk about the goal setting like a concept. Huh? What is the goal setting? From my experience, I've been setting goal all my life, like not every year. I never believed when start in the new year to put a goal. No, for me goal setting was during the life itself. But I would like to emphasize today about what is goal setting, huh? What is the healthy goal setting? How you see it is the idea of goal setting. My opinion about it, I don't know what's your opinion about it, but my opinion about it is when you set a goal, you have to have a clarity, and that is the most important element from goal setting. If you don't have a clarity, you're gonna change it. You're gonna find the difficulties, and you're gonna come across some obstacles, and you're gonna adjust your goal. And when you start to adjust your goal, it's okay, but you have to have a clarity what you really want, not what you think you want, what you really want, because there is the juice of the goal setting, what you should really want, huh? And you have to have enough why, my experience, to have a solid ground to achieve that goal. And don't think about how much I'm going to achieve my goal, how far I'm going to give it. No, just go do it, and don't think about that I might achieve goal completely. You will never achieve goal completely. You have to start with it, and then during your journey, you're gonna adjust many things to achieve that goal. But the level you will achieve, it depends on a lot of outside forces. You cannot be rigid in putting new goals. You have to be flexible during the way. And that is the art of goal setting, I think.
I also know people who say we are not going to have a goal. And I know people who don't have any goals. They say, no, I'm not setting myself a goal, because when I set myself a goal, it will be too difficult and I will never reach my goal. So other people set goals, but they set very, very small goals because they think, oh my God, if I set a big goal, I can never achieve it. So therefore, I'm going to have small goals. I think it's very dangerous when you don't set any goals. I mean, it's like driving in your car somewhere and you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very dangerous when you do that.
Like you live by chance.
Yeah, exactly.
You live by chance.
Yeah, I think it's very important that you have a goal, that you set yourself goals. And I think what you're saying is very important, that you set yourself high goals.
No, so I don't mean high goals, Claudia. I mean you have to be clear about your goal.
Yes.
Doesn't matter, high goal, small goal. You have to have clarity. What does I really want? Not what I think I want. What I really want, huh? And you're gonna say why, and you're gonna eliminate a lot of confusion, and you will end to real why I want that thing of this thing, huh? And when you have that clarity, you're gonna be more relaxed during achieving that goal. You're gonna have more power. You're gonna have more resistance. You're gonna have more resistant against things doesn't go wrong. Doesn't go in your way. When things go wrong, you have more resistance in your body. And when you have that kind of mindset, you're gonna be flexible enough to change your strategy during achieve that goal.
Yeah, but I think it's also very important to have a high goal, to have a very,
of course.
not a very small goal, Because what you say during your way going to that goal, many people say, oh my God, now I give it up because it's too dangerous or it's too difficult. I will never make it. I think that's not good when you do that. I think it's very important that you set yourself a high goal and then try to achieve that goal, that high goal.
Yeah.
I think also what you say, that it's important that you stick to that goal, even if you say, I make a little bit changes. You know, some people make changes, or also some people, they start with a high goal and then they make the goal smaller and smaller and smaller. And some people have perhaps a high goal in their life, but they never make it. So in the beginning they have a goal to have a big company, and then they make no, it's not working. I want a small company. No, it's not working. Okay, then it's another shop. No, it's not working. So I think it's very important that you...
I think you disappoint yourself if you do that.
Yes, exactly. You disappoint yourself. I think it's very important that you stick to your high goal and then do everything you can to achieve that goal. I mean, some people have really, really high goals and other people say that's never possible, but they make it. You know, the movie we saw about this man who wanted to go to the Mount Everest, the French, it was a Frenchman. He did not do anything, no practice at all, nothing, no practice at all. He was the first Frenchman who climbed the Mount Everest. So, and why
funny movie, huh?
Yeah, it was a very good movie, I think, also. Because it was about character and it was about goals. Why did he have this high goal? He had this high goal only because he loved this woman, and she was working in a supermarket, and she said, "Oh no, I don't want a loser, you know, like all the losers here." She didn't say a loser, but I don't want a man who I cannot trust. I want a man who achieves his high goal. And then he said, I'm going to climb the Mount Everest and I'm going to achieve this goal.
He had a clear vision, huh?
He had a clear vision and he had a clear goal. His goal was, in fact, it was not the goal to climb the Mount Everest. Yes, that was his goal, but his real goal was to get this woman. And he had a second thing in that movie, because his father said to him, before the father left him at the train station, he said, "Please, son, this time make it to the end."
Well, good, you remember every detail.
Yeah, I remember very well, because it was a very good movie. And I think there were two things in a movie, because he had no practice. He never saw snow, in fact, because he came from Paris. He was a man of color, as we say now. He never saw snow before, and then he goes to the Mount Everest. And you know, his real goal was to have a beautiful life with the women of his dreams. So therefore, he had this goal to climb the Mount Everest, and he didn't give up. Absolutely not. There were many situations, and everybody told him, this is not possible.
You don't have a condition for it.
You don't have to condition, you do not have to practice. Some people practice all year around and try it 4 or 5 times and they never make it. But he never practiced, never did it before, and at the first time he made it. It was really a very good movie, because it was about setting your goal, never giving up. And even if everybody around you tells you, you cannot achieve this, of course you can achieve it, but it's a matter of character and a matter of trust in yourself. And of course, then where we talk a lot about also the trust in the Creator. It is the trust you need. And you always get the help if you trust yourself, if you're proud, and if you ask for help. If you ask the right source for help.
And I think also you don't need to be rigid in your approach.
No.
Sometimes you think that is the right way. You think like that, huh? So ask surrounding, ask some people what will you trust. Ask their opinion. It's not about what they think about you. No, ask their opinion, because sometimes we are very rigid in approaching our goals, and we think my way is the highway. No, be flexible, be relaxed with achieving goal. Look, at the end of the story of our life is a sort of game we play. It's a sort of game. It's a nice game, we play. Doesn't matter. We're gonna. It's no problem if you lose or if you win. It's the game. When you say a game, the end of the story is you're not going to die if you don't achieve a goal. For that reason, we call it the game of life. You heard that sentence many times in the game, huh? It's a game. Huh?
Yeah.
You have to be relaxed, and you enjoying your time achieving that goal. Huh?
Yeah, and I think everybody can.
And doesn't matter what kind of level you will get. If I don't get my company New Year, I'm going to set the higher goals of I have to and I have a deadline at 8th of October. I have to achieve those goals. No, don't do that. You set yourself for failure if you do that. You set also yourself under pressure if you do that. Don't do that, because there is some things you can do with yourself. And you live in this world, there's outside of you, there's forces also. Yeah. You cannot depend on 100%. You say, I'm going to reach that goal in October, and end of the October, and that is a definite. I have to achieve certain amount of money, of certain amount of accomplishment in this company. You cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
A lot of forces outside you control you also, in a way.
Yeah, and I think
you're not alone.
No, you're never alone. And but I think it's very, very important also that you know the reason why you set that goal.
So that's I mean why. So you have to have a great why.
Exactly.
Strong why.
So is the why big enough for you to do that? For example, I told you the story when I wanted to work for Lufthansa.
I remember that.
After
very good example.
After I finished my studies, so and there was this, they were looking for a press attendant or somebody working in the press, the main head office for press, and there were thousands of people who wanted to have that job, and they only took 2 people.
High competition.
High competition, but I thought, okay, I wanted to go for the high goals, so I wanted to get a job, and everybody told me, never ever you're going to get a job, never ever, there's no possibility, there's so many people, thousands of people, and it went from round to round to round to round to round.
Wow.
So I was one of the 2 who got the job, so I was very, very, I don't know, lucky, I got the help, whatever. I wanted
think it's combination.
I wanted it so much, I wanted it, but I didn't want it because of the job. I only wanted it because it was so difficult to get it. That was my motivation.
Wow.
It was not the motivation to have the job. Wow. My motivation was because it was difficult and I wanted it. I wanted to show myself.
Prove you for yourself?
I wanted to prove myself that I can do it. So when I had the job, I was totally unhappy. I was crying. I didn't like it. It was a dream job. Working for Lufthansa in the main office, in Frankfurt, everybody was, wow, you're working for Lufthansa, you get all the advantages of flying for very low money, you can see the world, it was a wonderful company, but it was not for me. I was the wrong person in the wrong place. So I was not happy with the job, because I didn't want a job, I only wanted to show myself I can do it.
Your why, yes. If you go back, your why was not that strong.
My why was not the right why. It was the wrong why, or the wrong why. It was not an honest why.
It was not an clarity,
honest.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, we talked about the clarity. It was not an honest why. So I quit the job, and everybody around me was like, "How can you do this? You never ever get a job like that again. It's impossible. Nobody quit this job. You worked so hard to get it. Thousands of people want it. Everybody wants it, and you have it, and you don't want it anymore." No, because I knew that it was not honest to myself to stay in that job.
That's good for you. You listen to your inner voice.
Yes, huh? I listened to my inner voice, but at the same time, of course, it was hard because the circumstances were wonderful. You know, a wonderful company, a lot of advantages. So, but I quit, and I then then I worked for the German television. That was again a situation. Everybody said, "No, you have small children now. It's impossible to get a job." And I said, "No, I want it. I want it." So I always went for the high goals, and I always had the motivation to go for it. But in that case, it was the real motivation. It was I wanted a job. I wanted to be a journalist.
That's what I mean. You was not rigid in approaching the goals.
No, I was never rigid.
You found that the first position you got, that was not really your dream.
Yeah.
Then you change your approach,
Exactly.
until you get your dream.
So therefore, it's very important.
Yeah.
I think it's
just imagine if you still working like the first position. I think you was not happy.
I was totally unhappy. But the funniest thing was, when I quit a job, there came a secretary to me, and she said, "How can you quit this job? Because you will get so much retirement money."
Wow.
And I was in my 20s. So I thought, how can they think about retirement money now? But it was, of course, exactly the situation. Many people are there. Then they are 40, and I think only 20 years, 25 years to my retirement money. So I never did.
That's a poor way to see the world.
Yes, that's a poor way. So that's the reason also what you say, go for your goals, go for your high goals.
Yeah.
There's always a possibility to
have to
achieve
have a good
them.
reason why you have to be strong.
Yeah. But even if it's the wrong reason, sometimes you find it out when you achieve the goal.
Yeah.
That was with my Lufthansa adventure. When I achieved the goal, I found out that I had not the honest motivations.
Yeah.
It was not an honest motivation.
Said once, I don't remember, somebody, he said, sometime when you think that is my goal, and when I achieve that goal, I will be very happy. No, he said, sometime not achieving your goal is best thing happened to you.
Exactly.
But there was, said that.
You know, when I went for the Lufthansa job, my ego went for the job, not my soul. And when I was there, my ego was very proud and happy, but my soul was very unhappy because my soul wanted to do other things. I didn't want to be a press attendant. I wanted to be a journalist, doing the research, finding out, like sniffing in the dirt and finding the stories.
That's your calling, huh?
That was my calling, yes, exactly. So therefore I had to change it. And I think that's very important when you set yourself a goal. What is my motivation? Is it the right goal for me? Am I honest? Who is talking now to me? Is my ego talking to me, or is my soul talking to me? I think that's very important. Claudia, I mean, if you want to be for example, if you want to be a famous singer, do you want to be a famous singer because you want to make people happy? Or do you want to be a famous singer to stay on a stage and everybody is looking up to you? So what is your motivation? You know, that's very important.
Yeah, very important.
Is it your passion to be a singer? And many people don't have the goal to be a famous singer. They just have the goal to be a very good singer, to make people happy, to perform. If that is your real goal from your soul, then you will achieve it, of course.
And
so
I think when you
important.
have that, when you have when you said you have a good reason for it, when it's obstacles coming across, you're not going to be very vulnerable, You're not going to quit easy.
Never
You're going to have
quit.
a strength, You're going to have strength, even if things doesn't go in your way, and there's, of course, 100% is going to be a lot of obstacles. People doesn't give you the right advice, or you're going to take sometimes bad decision. But when you have a good why, you're going to continue as a clear for you.
I think as long as your soul is calling, it's the strongest call you can have.
You're going to eliminate outside.
The biggest problem, I think, for most people is that they do not know what they want. They do not know what they want, and they do not ask themselves, where is the clarity you talked about? Where is this wish coming from? Where is this goal setting coming from? I mean, I know also a lot of people who do not have any goals at all. They say, I'm happy when I make it tomorrow. I'm happy when I make it next year. Or I'm happy when I have a next holiday, you know. They make it from holiday to holiday or from year to year. They do not set any goals. But I think it's very important to set goals. But also what you said about clarity, to ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this my soul speaking, or is this my ego speaking? Why do I want it? Do I want it because I really have the strong desire to do this? Or do I have it because I want to show my neighbors or my parents or whoever only that I can make it, you know? I think that's very important.
Very important. Claudia, I'd like to ask you something about what's your opinion about, for example, somebody is working in a just normal job, huh? Just he's working, doesn't matter what kind of job, but he's not happy with it. He have a different desire, huh? How can he make that transition? He has to pay the mortgage, he has to pay the normal life cost, huh? And you have a lot of things you have to do. Maybe you have children, but he's in a position, he's earning money, but it's not really his calling. That's not what he really want to do.
Yes, I think.
How can he make that transition when his economical situation is sometimes going to be brutal, huh?
Yes.
And how look, we can talk about a lot of things in life. Maybe for beginner, like when you are beginner in life, maybe that kind of conversation is going to be useful. But just for example, somebody, he is in his late 20,
yes,
30,
and
think he's not happy.
Yeah, I think this is a very nice item for our next talk, because our time is up and we have this time we said we will not go over it. So I think we do that next time.
Of course we do.
So very nice talking.